Oh, very enthusiastic.
Oh, they in the building, huh?
In the building.
In the building, huh?
I got
Yeah,
that
wanna go
access
your
girl
man.
you didn't know.
I got that access girl you didn't know.
Product placement back there.
Product
I can't
placement.
see it on this screen, but it
I
is
got-
there.
I'm gonna say I got one right there.
I
gotta
need
put it on
one
the
right
table.
now, but I said then I won't be able to sleep.
Man.
Coming to you live from the Sit Your Ass Down studios. Welcome to the Me and D
Pops and Son.
podcast.
For that ass.
For that ass.
For that ass.
For that ass.
No Diddy.
No Diddy. No Diddy.
No doubt.
FTA. For that ass. No Diddy. No
Indeed.
doubt. Today's January 23rd, 2025. We thank you all so much for listening to us. We're recording a night early. Normally we record. On Friday nights. It's Thursday, and that's all right. We got a lot of topics to talk about. It's Thursday. Rest in peace, Marcel Bonin, four-time Stanley Cup winner. Barry Michael Cooper passed away. Journalist, screenwriter, and producer. He wrote New Jack City, Sugar Hill, and Above the Rim, so that was surprising.
Dang.
Charles Phan, Vietnamese chef, passed away. Jeff Torborg, former MLB player and manager, he passed away earlier this week. And then John Sykes, guitarist for Thin Lizzy and the group Whitesnake, passed away. So rest in peace to those folks. Got some birthdays, and we always
was the worst days.
Talk about birthdays and events on the day that we release our podcast, which is on Sundays, as most of you know, which will be the 26th. Happy birthday to former NBA player Gerald Green. He celebrates a birthday. Played for Minnesota, Boston, Houston.
Gerald Green could.
Yeah, he was an NBA slam dunk contest winner.
Oh yeah,
back in 2007.
Gerald Green had the bunnies.
Mm-hmm. And then another high flyer, Vince Carter, celebrates a birthday. 8-time NBA All-Star, NBA Rookie of the Year, played for the Raptors, won Olympic gold in 2000. Eric Davis, American football cornerback. I know he played for my Niners for quite a few years, won a Super Bowl in 94.
The good angle. See the shirt, get that merch.
All right, had a little mishap there. The great one, Wayne Gretzky, celebrates a birthday. Hall of Fame center, Stanley Cup winner in 84, 85, 87, 88. MVP from 1980 through 87, and then again in 89. So that dude had a hell of a career.
Man, one hell of a career.
Boxing judge, analyst for HBO, Harold Letterman. He celebrates a birthday. He passed away in 2019. And this gentleman we talked about last week, Bob Uecker, would have been 91. He died about a week and a half before his birthday. So happy birthday to those folks. And R.I.P. Uke. We mentioned you last week, like I said. On this day, events, this one I meant to put on a T-shirt. L.A. Lakers basketball legend Kobe Bryant dies in a helicopter crash in foggy conditions in the hills above Calabasas, Southern California. That was a sad day. Very sad day.
I still can't believe he's gone.
I can't believe it's been 5 years.
5 years is wild.
It don't seem like it just happened.
It just happened.
Man.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Terrible.
No, that was a rough day.
That was a rough day.
It was a rough day.
On this day, 2019,
that was 5 years ago?
Naomi Osaka became the first Japanese player to win the Australian singles title. So congratulations to her. And I'll do
Naomi Osaka.
One more. 1997, Mario Lemieux ties the NHL record with 4 goals in the third period as Pittsburgh wins 5-2 at Montreal. It was his 39th career hat trick and 13th 4-goal game. tying the record shared by Wayne Gretzky, who we just mentioned earlier, and Mike Bossy. So a little bit of history, some birthdays.
A little bit of history. What you watching?
Man, that caught me all the way off guard. I've got OKC playing Dallas. And when you watch the NBA Pass, it doesn't do any commercials. It's just whatever's going on in the arena. And so they had the kiss cam on, and it looked like one of the cheerleaders was kissing this dude. That's what caught my attention.
Oh, okay.
It's like, man.
They be
alrighty.
Right. They be going crazy on that kiss cam.
Yeah, sometimes it cracks me up when it's an older couple. They're like, do we have to?
Right. They like,
we ain't even kissed in years.
Right.
All right, so our first topic today, introducing college basketball. It's about that time. I got the top 10 from the AP for the men's and women. So we'll do the men first. Number 1 ranked, and this was as of the 20th. The rankings come out typically on Mondays. Auburn is number 1 at 17-1. I know they've been playing some good basketball.
Yeah, they have been.
Number 2 is Duke at 16-2. I got a question for you in a minute about Duke. And number 3 is Iowa State. Number 4 is Alabama at 15-3. Florida's
Alabama
16-2. That is a nice little run of SEC teams. Tennessee is 16-2 at number 6. Number 7th is Houston at 14-3. Michigan State. Oh, Izzo always has a good team. They're ranked 8th right now, 16-2. Kentucky is 14-4, and Marquette is number 10 at 15-3. And again, this is as of Monday. So my question to you, and from the men's side, have you had a chance to watch Cooper Flagg, the young freshman phenom? 18 years old, 6'9", dominating so far. You had a chance to see him?
Yeah, I got a chance to see him earlier on. Couple games just earlier on. Honestly, the first 2 games that they had for real, when I think they lost both those games, and since then, they've been on just a winning record. Actually, I kept up with Cooper Flagg since he's been in high school, just 1-on-1s, and when he played, didn't he play with the USA? Did he play with the USA? He didn't. What was he do? He didn't play with the USA Olympic team, but
no, I thought it was a college player that went.
I forgot.
Want to Google it real quick? See if
he might have practiced with him.
It was somebody, because I remember there was some controversy as to whether that person should have been on the team, similar to when Christian Laettner was a college player and he got to play with the Dream Team.
Oh, he just trained with him.
Okay.
So he just trained with him just to get him prepped, but they was talking about how some players were talking about like, okay, yeah, he's already knowledgeable. He has a good game. The way he's facilitating, the way he's going at the rim, that he was going to be, he's already almost NBA ready. So, but he's a good player.
No, he's good all around game too. I was watching him last week right after the Tiger Woods, the TGL match, and I want to say, was he close to a triple-double? If he didn't have a triple-double, I just know he was. I'm like, man, this dude can pass. He can shoot. He can shoot from range. He can dunk on you. Yeah, he's got a nice all-around game. And then we move into the women's top 10. You got number 1, UCLA at 17-0. Number 2, South Carolina. They're 18-1.
South Carolina.
Dawn Staley and her group. Notre Dame is 3rd at 16-2. You got Juju Watkins, USC, 17-1. LSU is 5th, 20-0, undefeated. They'll play South Carolina Friday night. They were supposed to play tonight, but because of the snow and the weather down there, they had to push the game back, so they'll play Friday night. UConn is 17-2, and they're holding down the 6th spot. Number 7 is Texas, 17-2. Maryland is 8th, 16-1. TCU is 19-1 in the 9th spot, and then Kansas State, 19-1. They're holding down the 10th spot. So some different teams from the women that I don't necessarily remember hearing about last year that are starting
Iowa?
No Iowa now that Caitlin Clark is gone.
That was the only saving grace.
She took her talents to Indiana, and their game has since gone south. Matter of fact, didn't her coach get hired by? I thought she got hired in the offseason by a WNBA team.
Oh, for real?
Mm-hmm.
I had to look into that. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what I remember
Fuck
reading.
for her.
If not, she was
the old Iowa coach.
Lisa, something with a B, but something. Anyway, she's a good coach. So yeah, I asked you already about Cooper Flagg, and then on the women's side, have you watched much of them?
Not too much of the women's side, honestly. Since now that football is slowing down, I'll probably pay a little bit more attention. But no, not for real. I know, Juju be doing her thing. Paige Buchers, is it Buckers or
Beckers?
Beckers. Paige Beckers. I meant to say Paige Beckers is doing her thing. I know they faced off earlier on
Buckets.
in the year, and then that's what I meant. That's why I call
that's
it
what
Buckets.
I call it. Yep.
Yeah, but I know they faced on early in the year in like a high profile matchup. But definitely gonna pay attention a lot more now that probably football slowed down. But I ain't really been paying too much to basketball like that. I didn't even really sit down and watch it for real. But I'm definitely have to tune in because I know around this time it's January. March is around the corner.
March is around the corner. It's about to get mad. Yes, I've been making a concerted effort, every night to kind of watch somebody, whether it's college or pro. I watched Ja Morant last night. They were dominating. I didn't know Zach Edey played for them, for the Grizzlies.
Yeah, from Purdue.
Yeah, from Purdue. But he's a big stiff.
He be in that paint.
He be in the paint, but he don't do much with it. And it's almost like they avoid giving him the ball.
I think he's just there for just rebounding, shot blocking, altering shots.
Right.
Pretty much like that, getting offensive and defensive boards, giving us extra possessions to clear out the paint.
Man, they're down the court, D, and he's barely at half court. I mean, he is slow. It was very obvious. Now, one thing I like about it, when he stands out top close to the 3-point line, Ja uses him as a screen.
Man, this boy is
he's slow like a sloth. Slow. But anyway, it's funny you mentioned Paige Beckers. She's got her own shoe. I don't know if you saw that.
The Beckers?
Yeah, the catch line is designed by women for women. The Paige Beckers GT Hustle 3 marks the first Nike Player Edition basketball shoe designed for an NIL athlete. It's a nice looking shoe too.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's kind of hard.
That is hard. So nice job to Paige Beckers.
No, that's what's up.
Yes, sir. Moving on, D, to some MLB talk.
Some MLB talk.
We previewed it last week. We mentioned that the Hall of Fame vote was going to take place this past Tuesday, the 21st. And as I mentioned, first ballot Hall of Famers, Ichiro Suzuki and CC Sabathia were elected on their first tries. Billy Wagner bumped up to 82% and got in.
Okay.
Ichiro becomes the first Japanese-born and raised player to play in the major leagues and be elected to the Hall of Fame. He was one vote shy of becoming a unanimous selection. And, man, they're trying to find out
who's that
one writer who didn't make this man a unanimous selection.
It's always one. Someone got to go against the grain.
This didn't need to happen, though. Ichiro won 10 straight gold gloves to start his career and was the Rookie of the Year and MVP in the same season.
It wasn't 11, though.
Maybe that's what it was. He had 3,089 hits, 311 career batting average, on-base percentage of 355, and an OPS of 757. I don't know what more that man could do. He could hit every which way. It didn't matter where the shift was. He could hit the ball to all fields. In batting practice, he used to put on an exhibition. Dude, as small as he was, his frame, he could hit for power, too, if he really wanted to. But he just didn't do it. He hit 117 home runs in his career, but it was a great all-around hitter. And then CC Sabathia, he won the AL Cy Young Award in 2007. Then he finished 5th in 2008, 4th in 2009, 3rd in 2010, and 4th in 2011.
CC!
He's one of 6 pitchers that finished top 5 in Cy Young voting for at least 5 straight years, including at least 1 win, according to the Elias Sports Bureau. So he finished with 251 wins, 161 losses, an ERA of 3.74, 3,093 strikeouts. His strikeouts were almost equal to the number of hits that Ichiro had. 3,089, 3,093. I just noticed that. That's pretty ironic. And then again, Billy Wagner, he was a relief pitcher. He had 422 saves, which is remarkable. And then if you remember in December, both Dave Parker and Dick Allen were voted into the Hall of Fame by the Veterans Committee. So congratulations to those folks. Ichiro, I went to see him back in 2003, spring training. And dude is amazing. He could just do it all. He could steal bases. Like I said, he could hit to all fields. And like I said, when he wanted to, he could hit for power, but he mostly get on base, and let the others drive him in. But yeah, he was a tremendous ball player. Moving on to the college football playoffs. We had the first winner of the tournament. Congratulations to Ohio State. 34-23 win over Notre Dame, and we were rooting for Notre Dame. We wanted Marcus Freeman to possibly be the first African-American coach to bring home a national title, and they got off to a great start. I mean, they had me thinking, okay, they're about to
that first drive,
18 plays, 75 yards. They ate up almost 10 minutes off the clock.
That's all they had.
And that's all they had. The Buckeyes scored 31 unanswered points before the Fighting Irish got back into the game, but they fell short. What were your thoughts of the game itself?
I think, it was just one-sided performance. I mean, yeah, like the first drive, Notre Dame came out strong. You could see and tell, like, okay, Ohio State, they're playing different. And then the way they're running their plays and the athletes that they have, the talent, they really wanted that win, and they got it done. So it was like a one-sided performance, but just good performance by Ohio State.
Totally different looking team from when they played Michigan back in December and lost that game. Then they proceeded to run the table from that point on. And I'm speaking of Ohio State. And good for them. Good for Ryan Day. I was just always interested in, if they had lost that game, do you think they would have fired him? Because I don't think that would have been grounds enough. I think the dude's record right now is like 71-10, something like that, overall, since he's been at Ohio State, including those 4 straight losses to Michigan.
Yeah, that's the only thing they're gonna be looking for now.
Man, I got you a natty, so
but you ain't beat Michigan.
Man, D, who gives a damn about some bragging rights?
Bruh,
I brought a trophy back home.
You know these fans, but you didn't meet Michigan. Yeah, that's what saved him, was the natty. It's like, okay,
he saved him.
You do one or the other.
But do you think of some short-sighted fans that would rather beat Michigan than win a natty, though?
Oh, rather beat Michigan than win a natty?
So just say he continues to lose to Michigan, but he keeps winning natties.
But, I mean, that's going to be it. They're going to put an asterisk by him. They are. I'm telling you, they are. They're going to be like, but he couldn't beat Michigan.
He couldn't beat Michigan.
One time. They're going to put an asterisk by him.
Damn.
As far as Ohio State.
Right. No, I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying, but that's just crazy how a rivalry would get you that fired up and get you that kind of, to me, I don't know, just short-sighted. Is
right.
Like, who cares
don't make
about
sense,
just, I get it. They're in our conference. I get that. They're our, next state rival.
You want the bragging rights.
Yeah.
You want the bragging rights.
You want the bragging rights, but damn, I want that natty every year. And if I get an opportunity to play for that, and we can continue to build on that. Now, the other thing is, man, we talked about it before, with a $20 million roster.
$20 million.
You damn sure better have won that thing.
You better do it. You better, yeah, for real though. I mean, it came in. You see, it came to help, man. The athletes they had some
And they
talent
had
on
some
there, and
depth. That was the thing.
yeah,
You
depth
just
too as
didn't have
well,
like one
offense
or
and
two
defense.
players. You could go like 3, 4 deep at each position. And that's
No, they
where
had some
you could tell
talent.
Notre Dame was kind of thin. Not kind of thin. They were very
Oh,
thin.
they were thin.
Yeah. They didn't have a
Thin,
whole
thin,
lot
thin,
of
thin,
backup.
thin, 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 thin,
What you
thin.
saw is what you got. 110, 104. OKC, man, they're clawing their way back in this game. 2:58 left. Like I said, they're playing Dallas. Anyway, a few stats. Will Howard for the Buckeyes had 231 yards, passing 2 touchdowns. Quinshawn Judkins, he had
Quinshawn
11,
Judkins.
attempts, 100 yards, 2 touchdowns. Jeremiah Smith, the big receiver, he had 5 receptions, 88 yards, and a touchdown. Jaden Greathouse for Notre Dame, he had a good game. 6 receptions, 128 yards, 2 touchdowns. He actually got them back in the ball game. Thought he was a big key to that. But I thought from, after the Northern Illinois game, Notre Dame got tough and they ran the table. And,
Right.
it's 2 teams, too, that had to play their way in to get to, the tournament. They didn't have any rest. They didn't have that bye. And that's what you saw is the teams that actually had to played well. Teams that got the bye, they got bounced. And they said next year nothing's going to change. It's probably this is what it's going to be until the new contract kicks in after next year. So in 2026, there's supposed to be a new contract. And that's when they'll probably expand to 14 teams. I'm sorry, to 14 teams.
Are they going to go to 14?
They're probably going to go to 14 with this next contract.
Money.
And that's when they'll change the first round bye and the seedings and all that kind of stuff. But
yeah, for
this next upcoming year, it's probably going to be the same as what we just saw. Which that was my only gripe. First round bye, maybe to 2 teams, but no more than that. Make them play. So.
No, yeah, for sure.
But yeah, good football season.
It was good football season in the college football playoff. It ended up, what was that? The number ranked 16 and a 15, I think, or what was it? I forgot the rankings. It was like I know Ohio State was 6th ranked, but I think Notre Dame was the 5th seed.
You're talking about overall?
I'm talking about their seeding. I guess overall.
Wasn't it like 4 and 6?
Something like that, but it wasn't the traditional 1 and 2,
right.
Or you know what I'm saying, they go strictly there, like, they got bounced out, you know what I'm saying?
Ohio State
number
put
1 and 2
on Oregon.
Thumping. And then it was thumping.
Everybody just thumping. And Ohio State is thumping. All right, son. We'll move into some NFL talk.
NFL
hirings and firings is what this is called.
And firings.
Aaron Glenn, defensive coordinator for the formerly of the Detroit Lions, is now a New York Jet.
Hiring.
That's a good one. That was a good one. I'm glad that he got his job. They said that he paid a lot of dues in terms of, starting out as a scout. Rex Ryan actually gave him his start. Ironically, that's the job that Rex wanted. Rex wanted to go back to that job, and it was no go.
He returned the favor. He returned the favor this time.
He's like,
I gave you a job, and then I took your job.
I took your job from you. So sorry. But they said Aaron Glenn really came in and impressed him with his knowledge of, obviously having played for the Jets. He knows the area. He knows the team. He knows the organization.
So that's owners. Like a homecoming.
Yeah, it's a homecoming for him. He knows what it means to the New York, New Jersey area to have a, yeah. And they say he wants to bring back Aaron Rodgers.
I mean,
I don't think you can do. I'll say this: you could do worse. That's what I'm trying to say.
There you go. That's what I'm saying.
You could do worse.
I mean, you could do worse.
He didn't play once he, started getting healthy.
He wasn't bad.
He wasn't bad. He actually was.
They just didn't win no games.
I just blame the whole team. Just the
Yeah, that's the
The organization, yeah. Hopefully,
There's no organization.
I thought it was kind of funny
clusterfuck.
too that they made sure they got their coach before they got the GM. They still don't have a general manager. So that's going to be interesting to see how all that shakes out, because normally it's the other way around. That you get your GM and then you get your coach.
Then you get the coach.
But nope. So anyway, Aaron Glenn to the
Hopefully
Jets.
it's a brother.
And late tonight, it's sounding like offensive coordinator Brian Schottenheimer is going to get promoted to the head coach for the Dallas Cowboys.
Brian Schottenheimer?
OC, yeah, long time OC. He's been several different stops. He's a good one. I think before he went to Dallas.
Brian
Schottenheimer, yes, sir. Son of Marty.
Marty.
Looks like he's going to get the job. So he's going to get, said that he and Dak have a great relationship, and they're looking at bringing him, but I just think they messed up. I think Jerry Jones messed up. You had your guy right there.
Yeah, I think McCarthy was your guy, and you could have kept Schottenheimer as the OC, right?
And still developed him to take the place after Mike leaves or left.
Right.
2-3 years down the road.
Right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just needed to just.
I think you need to give him a little more time.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of hard to win when your starting quarterback goes down, your main wide receiver is often injured, and your main defensive player, Micah Parsons, he was out quite a bit of the season.
And then the rebuilding of the offensive line, you really didn't have no running backs,
right?
For real, I mean, it's a full on you gave too much money away and you didn't have enough to fill other spots.
They say when they extend Micah Parsons this offseason, that at some point, it may not be this upcoming season, but their top three, Dak, CeeDee, and Micah, will consume 52% of their cap space. How you going to win when you got three players?
Now it's a 53-man roster.
Right. And three people got 52% of the money.
And three people is clogging that up to where you can't even get everybody else their cheese.
You can't even field a good team. So that's why I think they could give it to not Marty. I'm sorry, Marty, to Brian.
Marty Jr.
They're gonna give it to Brian.
And get the Brian Shotty.
And let he's gonna be happy to be a head coach.
Right. As long as I get that cheese, and then shoot.
I don't know, D. And then Jacksonville. Supposedly Robert Saleh is supposed to go back for a second interview on Friday, but now that they fired their GM Trent Baalke, Liam Cohen, who's the offensive coordinator for Tampa, went back for another interview, and that's who they want to hire.
Oh, Liam Cohen?
Yep, the offensive coordinator for Tampa Bay. He went back for another interview now that he found out that they let old boy go, which that's just crazy within itself. So you fired the GM 2 weeks late because you could have possibly had Ben Johnson. You could have Vrabel, whomever else you might have gotten Aaron Glenn. So it made no sense. Why would you fire him now? You're missing out you missed out on certain coaches. So it looks like Liam Cohen may be the person. Of course, we know Ben Johnson left the Lions. The offensive coordinator went to the Bears.
He got that deep dish.
Tom Brady, he found his GM, which, like we just said, he just took the GM from Tampa. John Spytek is his name. And then, of course, Trent Baalke was fired as the GM in Jacksonville.
Baalke.
So, yeah, still playing some musical chairs, and still got the Raiders open, and you still got the Saints open. And it's getting late in the ball game to me if you're really trying to build on something.
You're trying to build something now. You got to go ahead and build some rapport, some chemistry. You should have been in there.
Start talking to two players. Who do we want to bring back?
Networking.
Networking. Start working look at the cap. What do we have to work with? Who do we possibly want to bring in? Who's going to fit what we want to do, our philosophy? So it's going to be interesting to see how it all finishes up. But again, Vegas still needs a coach, and so do the Saints. And then we're just waiting to get the finalization on Jacksonville as well as the Cowboys. So there we go. Sunday we got the conference championships.
Let's go. What they talking about, man?
We
We
all on
here.
the wrap up show chose the Commanders, and we all think
The
Jaden Daniels
Commanders.
has what it takes to get the job done. He could be the first rookie QB to lead his team to the Super Bowl.
To the Super Bowl.
That would be amazing if he does it.
After the rookie year CJ Stroud had, we were looking at, okay, who can have another season like that,
Right.
you know, as far as a rookie. But then Jaden Daniels, man, took that to a whole nother level. Their whole team is good. They got some young, good players, but the coaching staff is real good with Dan Quinn. Then they got Cliff Kingsbury at the OC, and it seems like they're really vibing as far as the offensive goes. I mean, putting that many points on Detroit, even though they were kind of hurt all around, still putting that many points. They can compete, man. They can really compete with some teams. So it definitely can be done. It's going to be a tough battle to do, especially with your division rivals. But I think he definitely has a chance to get it done because the way he's been playing, cool, calm, collective, and it's like he's been there before.
Mm-hmm. And the thing to me is, if they can stop Saquon, they have a chance. And and they put up points. They're one of the few teams that can put up. I think they say they're averaging 30-something points in the playoffs.
That can win you some games.
That can win you some games. And the other thing too is that even when an opponent has rushed for 200 yards or more, they're still 3-1 on the season. So say Saquon gets off, that's all right.
They still know how to combat.
They know how to come back, and they can, like we just said, they put points on the board, and they can hang with the best of them. So that's gonna be interesting, D. And then in the nightcap, you got the Bills and the Chiefs.
Man,
Josh Allen trying to take down Patrick Mahomes and the back-to-back champions. You couldn't ask for two better games, in my opinion. I know a lot of folks are bummed out that Detroit didn't make it. I didn't want to see Detroit make it, truthfully. I'm not going to lie about it.
I was trying to see that Ravens versus Detroit, man. I was trying to see Ravens versus Detroit.
Man, did you actually see Hard Knocks? How it closed out?
No, I didn't. I didn't watch the episode yet.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. I'll just say that.
Oh yeah, they always be doing their thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, just the main event. The only team to beat the Chiefs was the Bills this year.
And
I mean, during the regular season,
remember they were 15-2.
Oh, I guess that was the.
They were the first team to beat them, though.
The first team, I guess that I forgot about that last little because weren't they just resting?
Yeah,
players?
they were.
Yeah,
but like you said, only team to beat them,
first actual team
in a real game,
in the game that was just like everyone was actually playing,
and it mattered at that point. Yeah.
So, I mean, it's gonna be tough. I mean, the Bills are another hot team.
Yep.
I definitely could see if the Bills win. I'm actually rooting for the Bills, but I just can't bet against Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, Spagnolia, all the depth they have on their team. I mean, they still got DeAndre Hopkins. They just got back Hollywood Brown. They got Kareem Hunt. I mean, Travis Kelce's playing good. Well, that last game he played pretty well.
So how do you have that kind of talent, but you know how to manage the cap? And you notice every year they add a couple players.
Right.
They added D-Hop. Yeah, they added D-Hop.
Sneaky good players.
They brought Kareem Hunt back. I forgot who they brought in last year, but they brought a couple players in, some receivers to help out. But they always figure out a way to bring in some more pieces to help them get over the hump, for the playoff stretch and the Super Bowl run. And it's just amazing how you just see and compare and contrast how one team can do it. And they're doing it consistently. They got a mini dynasty going on. And then you had teams like the Cowboys that can't get out of their own way. I'm just always amazed. But getting back to this game, I picked the Bills, and I really feel that this is Josh Allen's year. I think if anybody can do it, he can do it.
He better do it.
Because like we said on the other show, because if it's the Chiefs, Nobody's beating them unless you put the all-star team together and they play in the Super Bowl. But yeah. All right, son. We'll move on to the NBA, man. We're covering all the sports tonight.
NBA.
I don't know if you know it, but the NBA is in Paris. The Paris games are taking place.
Paris.
So you had the Spurs and the Pacers. They played the first game tonight. Spurs blew them out 140 to 110.
Dang.
And then the second game will be played on the 25th, which is Saturday night. But my thing is this: if they really wanted to do it right, why didn't they have the Spurs and the Hawks? Being that the Hawks got the young player,
you
got two players from Paris, from France.
Yeah, they didn't do that right. They didn't
think about that when they put that whole thing together.
No, they didn't really think about that too. There's I'm gonna say Pascal Siakam. He ain't from France, is he? He's from Canada. Where he from?
Like Africa, Pascal. I believe.
He do look like he's from.
No.
Okay.
Let me look real quick. And then the All-Star starters were named. I don't know if you saw that. So on the East, you got Giannis Antetokounmpo, Jason Tatum, Jalen Brunson, Donovan Mitchell, and then you got Karl Anthony Towns, which good for him. And in the West, you got Stephen Curry, Kevin Durant, LeBron James, Nikola Jokic, and then Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. So that was nice that those players made it. Kind of the usual suspects.
I'm about to say that's kind of just, I didn't hear nothing surprising. That sounds like the usual starters. I mean, especially where we're at now. But no,
he's from Cameroon.
Cameroon, okay. Yeah, but good for Karl Anthony Towns having a good year with the Knicks.
No,
that's two Knicks players.
No, you got two Knicks players. Yeah, country in Central Africa. He's from Africa. Yep, but I mean, you switch leagues, and a lot of times that's hard to do, or switch conferences, and you end up, being a dominant player. And like you said, we got two players from the Knicks. I would have thought it'd be Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. I don't know if Jalen is hurt. I really hadn't heard his name a whole lot here recently.
You're right. I mean, maybe it's because he's just playing cool, calm, and collective. But yeah, I haven't really heard too much about, what I'm saying? Usually you hear something, but I haven't heard too much.
I guess we'll see if he makes the All-Star team, the second team or the reserves. We'll see how that pans out. And then Jimmy Butler Part 3. Jimmy B Part 3.
Butler Part 3. Jimmy B.
This is crazy. He was suspended 2 games after missing a team flight for their 2-game road trip. Dude's just not acting right, D. It's getting messy.
He ain't got no act right.
It's just a stare down between him and Pat Riley. And I think it's in a situation he can't win. His destination...
It's costing him money.
It's costing him money. His destination of choice is Phoenix. And Miami wants Bradley Beal, but he has a no-trade clause, and he don't want to leave Phoenix. So Miami's stuck.
Might be stuck, Jimmy, and especially doing all this. At the end of the day, like it's like you said, it's a battle that you're not going to win. You don't hold no cards in the situation. If anything, you're just hurting yourself,
hurting your brand. You're losing money, and to them, the money that they lose is not very consequential.
And it's like, come on, bro. It's that just because he made that comment, you that much in your feelings like that? Like,
I didn't hear about a comment though.
I thought it was just the comment that he made last year about him pretty much just, if you're not on the court, and shut your mouth.
But he's right.
But I mean, he got sensitive. Some people are sensitive about that. Some people you feel like I don't know. He seems he seems like the type of, like, he's roasting somebody, then he gets roasted, then he always want to fight somebody. Right. It's like, bro, we was just
laughing a minute ago.
We were just laughing a minute ago when it was at my expense.
Right, when you roasted me, everybody was sniggling and giggling.
Ha ha! But then I got on you real quick, and now you want to fight somebody. Like, bro, you don't get somewhere. Like I feel like he seems like that type.
Yeah, he does seem sensitive like that. and he's a good ball player. But
Yeah,
man, you're just making yourself look bad. I mean, again, the team holds all the cards, and they can trade you, but they can trade you somewhere where you don't want to go.
Man,
you might be going back to Toronto, where you played for a brief minute, to a team with no talent.
Right. Just if they really want to be petty,
send you to New Orleans. Zion, I don't think has played recent. I think he was supposed to come back this week. We ain't got on him much. But that dude got his bag, and he's just
he good.
Man, he don't even it ain't don't care. He just as long as I can sleep with some. Yeah, I'll just leave it alone.
As long as I got it off the court,
right?
Who cares if it?
Season started. Man, I'm chilling.
As long as my ball's getting dribbled off the court. Ain't worry about dribbling.
As long as I'm dunking on these off
the court,
I'm good.
Oh, good.
So we'll do our rankings real quick. OKC, after the win over Cleveland last week, they jumped back up to the number 1 spot. Cleveland is second. Houston is third. The Celtics are fourth, and the Grizzlies are fifth. And as I was saying earlier, watched the Grizzlies a little bit last night. Got a pretty good team. Ja was having an okay game, but they were winning. And I'm trying to think who they were playing because I've been, like I said, flipping around watching a little bit of NBA. Damn. It was Grizzlies, and I can see the little team too.
Yesterday was the Hornets.
There you go. Oh, because LaMelo was he kept fouling. That's the other thing.
Yesterday was the Hornets.
Yeah, he had what in the third quarter? I think he only had like 9 points. LaMelo did. Yeah.
Oh, LaMelo.
Yeah, that's who it was.
He got them Puma shoes. Them Puma shoes kind of tough.
Look nice. They look nice. I'm a Puma fan, and yeah, those shoes did look nice. The Kia MVP award leaders are Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He's coming off a 54-point game. He kind of they held him in check tonight. They lost to the Dallas Mavericks.
Points, damn.
Yeah, Nikola Jokic is second. Giannis Antetokounmpo is third. Karl Anthony Towns is fourth. And Victor Wembanyama is fifth. The next 5 are Jason Tatum, Donovan Mitchell, Alperen Sengun, Cade Cunningham, and Anthony Davis. Did you know, or do you remember, because I think we kind of talked about it and talked around it, who won the MVP award last year?
It was
I was shocked.
Who won the MVP award last year?
Yeah. For 2023.
Was it Nikola?
It was.
It
was him.
It was Nikola Jokic?
But I don't remember us talking about it. I don't even remember there being much conversation about it.
I think we did talk about it, but it might have just got overshadowed because they didn't win the championship.
You think?
Because he won it 3. That's his third time,
That was
right?
his third time, yeah. So he won the year in between. So he won in 21, 22. No.
Embiid won.
And then Embiid, no. He won in 20, 21. Embiid 22. Yeah, and he won in 23.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. But I just, I had to look it up because I keep going back, okay, Embiid won. I'm like, no, we're missing a year. And I went and I saw it. I'm like, man, Jokic, I just really don't remember any conversation about it. Oh, well.
Yeah, probably because it was too much hype, because it was almost like,
but
I forget.
But he could get it again. I mean, his numbers are solid. He's averaging a triple-double, but they're saying it's Shai's to lose, just the way he's been playing.
As of right now.
Yeah, the way he's leading that team and got them back in contention, the top spot in the West. Yeah, it's kind of his to lose. So, all right, son, it's time for that juicy.
Oh, is that juicy news?
Let's get some excess poured out.
Get some excess.
Ooh. Get you another little bit of excess.
Get you another little bit of excess. Just a little bit.
Because we're powered by excess.
We are powered by excess.
All right, it's time for that juicy news. Because if you don't know, now you know.
Now you know.
Young brother, young sister, young player, Dwight Howard, P. Diddy, Porter,
and the Porter
family.
Cheetah, man. So for that juicy news, because if you don't know, now you know, man. This just, I didn't know this. This just got sprung up on me. You told me this, but the boy Barack, man.
B-Rock.
Somebody bought Barack in the boots.
Man, hard.
I got this feeling. So it's rumored to believe, allegedly, that Barack Obama and Michelle Obama are on the verge of divorce because of a recent, I guess this is a recent leaked DM that Jennifer Aniston, people may know her, actress from Friends and a bunch of other movies, you know, fans being the hot female, you know, actress, you know, she's always in like that role, but affair with Barack Obama. So allegedly a DM leaked viral to her friend saying that she got with Mr. Barack. Mr. 44. He said rumors of a romantic relationship between Jennifer Aniston and Barack Obama escalated after alleged leaked messages from Aniston's friend claimed that she admitted the affair during a casual conversation, despite Aniston's representatives denying the claim. Speculation persists along divorce rumors involving Barack and Michelle.
Yeah, they said that. So this apparently happened last year, back in the summer, I guess is when it kind of came out. But I'm like, what rock were we under? Because I never heard about it. And then all of a sudden, when Michelle didn't go to Jimmy Carter's funeral, that's what started all the speculation again. But everybody thought it was because she didn't want to sit next to Donald Trump. And then they're like, no, there's more behind it.
Dang.
And apparently they've been separated for quite a bit, I guess, since all this kind of
Michelle. Dang.
Yeah.
What? So I don't know what rock were we under, but Jennifer Aniston was under
Barack. Barack's rocks.
Because that is crazy. Because I mean that's all bad. 44, man. That is just like, you know, the only true only true showing of black love is you and mom. So we, you know,
man.
Like, you know, Will and Jada, they had their issues, and Barack and Michelle
and all that.
The entanglements, and now this, like, they got friendly with the cast member from Friends.
Man.
But
I hope it's just a rumor, though.
I hope it's a rumor. But that's just random than a mug.
Yeah. And it came out of nowhere. Like I said, what started the whole thing was when she wasn't at that funeral.
And what happened to the publicist? Usually somebody keep that hush hush.
Man.
I guess they did for this long.
Well, they kept it for as long as they could. Because like they said, it started up during the summer. But then my thing is it still going on though? Because they say it's over, but I'm thinking, why would it have to stop? But anyway.
Me and Michelle are over. It's a wrap.
It's a wrap. It's a done deal.
It's a done deal.
Yeah.
Dang, but I can't wait to see. You know, there's gonna be some skits. You know, there's gonna be some skits or something like that,
and some other stuff.
Saturday Night Live. So they're gonna have to get Jordan Peele to do the Barack, because that's all bad. 44. That doesn't. Hey, you can do what you gotta do, but man, it's like, damn, bro.
That's kind of juicy.
That is some juicy news, man. So we're gonna follow that.
We have to follow
especially
that
with
one.
The former president.
Yeah.
Man.
one of our favorite people too. You know,
Man.
that faith in, and yeah. All right, son. It's time for our pops, flops, and props.
Pops, flops, and props.
Oh, those pops, flops, and props.
Those pop, flops, and Pops is going to be to the finalists, the 4 teams left for the conference championships: Eagles versus Commanders, and the Chiefs versus Bills. Man, it's going to be a good showing. Can't wait.
Mine's going to go to Ohio State for winning the first college playoffs of its kind with the 12-team tournament. Congratulations to them, Ryan Day, and the Buckeye Nation. All right, who you flopping, son?
Flops to me is going to go to the Lions. That was a home game.
Ooh, you had rest.
You had rest. Thin line between rest and rust. Home field advantage. I think they were overlooking their opponents. They were already looking to the NFC Championship. Just how they didn't expect the Commanders to just battle them like that. Goff throwing 3 costly interceptions. So yeah, it was tough for the Lions, but that was a flop.
Mine's going to go to Jacksonville owner Shad Khan for just now firing Trent Baalke instead of doing it when he fired the coach, Doug Peterson, in order to give the franchise an opportunity to hire the best coach at the time and, you know, bring in 2 people that are going to be working together. You can, like I said, already have mapped that out. Now you're behind the 8 ball, similar to the Cowboys, who waited a whole week, strung along Mike McCarthy before they let him go. And then all of a sudden, you know, now it's looking like it might be Brian Schottenheimer, but truthfully, it looks like you probably should have just kept the coach you had, Cowboys. Who you propping, son? Who you propping tonight?
Props going to go to Aaron Glenn. I think he's definitely did his thing helping Detroit and Ben Johnson, but I want to give props to Aaron Glenn getting that head coaching position at the Jets now. I hope they give the man a little grace, you know, because especially it's not going to be a 1-year turnaround. It's a lot of work that needs to be done, but I mean, props to him for his homecoming going back to the Jets.
Good one. My props are going to go to Ichiro Suzuki, CC Sabathia, Billy Wagner, Dave Parker, and Dick Allen for their inductions into the 2025 Hall of Fame class. So props to them. Now we're at that point where we get to tell someone to sit your ass down. Man, sit your ass down. Please. And thank you. Who you telling, son?
Well, my sit your ass down is going to go to Barack Obama. Damn, man. Sit your ass down. You out here, you went through your whole little term without any like scandals or nothing like that. And then after a while, you want to be buck wild. I mean, Michelle, I was getting loose. I was watching Friends. It's not my fault. But come on, B. Come on, Barack. Especially, man, I got a whole little, you know, we mess with Mr. Barack Obama. Still do, but, you know, people make mistakes. But it's just like, man, the reason why we was messing with you because of the values.
Right.
You know, the integrity, the characteristic skills, you know, being loyal, showing
good
that
morals,
good morals, what true love is. But, hey, sit your ass down, Barack.
I ain't mad at him.
Right.
I'm just disappointed.
I'm just disappointed. I can see why.
But I can't see it.
but
I get it.
I don't justify it. I understand.
All right, so.
But I don't condone it.
All right, my sit your ass down is to the owners who seemingly don't have a game plan, D, to fill these vacant spots. So, for instance, Dallas, you had Mike McCarthy. Probably not going to do much better than that. I like Brian Schottenheimer as an offensive coordinator, and maybe it's going to be Jason Witten. Who knows? But Jerry, just didn't seem like you had a plan. Shad Khan, I already mentioned him. You fired the coach 1 week, 2 weeks later, you fired the GM. What was the thought process there? New Orleans, Las Vegas. You still haven't hired anyone. don't even know if you really have any true candidates that want those jobs. So it just seems like some of these owners fired the coaches just to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody wasn't going to get Ben Johnson, and everybody wasn't going to get
Right.
Aaron Glenn.
So what was the revamp?
Yeah, what was your game? What was your plan B or C? Because it really doesn't look like you had a plan A. And so for that, I'm going to have to tell you to sit your asses down, reevaluate. Please don't be so quick to fire someone. If you think you have the right person, put your resources into helping them build a good team and putting you a winner on the field. Sit your ass down till then. Man, all right, son.
Oh yeah.
We went through some topics tonight. We hit
good topics
a lot
tonight.
of sports,
Great topics.
mixed it up a little bit. Don't forget your merch. Don't forget your
Man,
merch.
please don't forget the merch. You gotta hit us up.
Gotta
for
hit
the
us
merch.
up. Here's one.
Custom fit.
Wasn't the completed finished version, but it's still pretty tight.
Ooh, the king.
The King LBJ, who had another triple double. I don't know if you saw that. It was, I think, a record time triple double. I didn't mean to mention that, but
shout out to LeBron.
Shout out, man. He's just doing nothing but just tearing up the history books. I mean, pretty soon.
I mean,
just give them all to him. Most
LeBron.
minutes, most turnovers, most everything, most points made, most shots
most sweat
attempted
on the court,
right.
most minutes, you know,
most minutes watching crazy. AD get hurt. I don't know, just whatever. But the dude he's doing unbelievable things. He's a once in a lifetime talent. I'll definitely can agree with that. And yeah, there's no two ways about it. But as always, we thank you all for listening to the Me and D
Pops and Son
podcast.
For that ass.
For that ass.
For that ass. No Diddy.
No Diddy. D tell him.
No baby. But until next time, man, I'm a holler.
He's gonna holler.